Good morning from Los Angeles. I'm your host, Jonathan Kubiak. This is Admit One, presented by CollegePass. As early decision season starts to wind down, we have a lot of news to cover from the world of higher education. So let's dive in. Today's big number, or rather numbers, plural, are 30 to 50%. This is the percentage of early decision acceptance rates that are, quote, fake, according to a report from CollegeZoom. Colleges advertise these rates as being a student's best shot to secure a coveted place in their school, but in many situations, it can actually be a deterrent to apply early decision. Many universities fill their ED slots with recruited athletes, making it more difficult for non recruited students to secure admissions through the binding early decision application process, as opposed to the non binding early action process. Now, for today's news. The endowments of the country's most prestigious universities posted remarkable returns this past year. The contribution of private equity and stock holdings to such institutions as Washington University in St. Louis, the University of Pennsylvania, and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology generated several billion dollars this past fiscal year. These gains represent fiscal year returns in the neighborhood of roughly 40% or higher, varying on the university, of course. MIT, for example, posted 55.5% growth, bringing the endowment of the prestigious Boston School to a staggering $27.4 billion. Experts say that while the dizzying figures are quite captivating, observers should cautiously note that this has been an exceptional year for investors and money managers and should not be taken to represent the average rate of growth over an extended period of time. Still, the tremendous expansion of resources made available to these types of institutions indicate a bright future for the American academies in years to come. While many U.S. schools are enjoying great additions to their coffers, one of their most notable peers from across the pond will be abstaining from lining their own. Cambridge University in the United Kingdom recently announced that they will be foregoing, or at the very least postponing, an agreement with the United Arab Emirates that would have seen the historic university receive £400 million from the Middle Eastern nation. Negotiations for the partnership came to an abrupt close following controversy regarding the UAE's use of the spyware program called Pegasus. Cambridge's outgoing vice chancellor, Stephen Toop, told the university's student paper Variety that there were, quote, revelations about Pegasus that really caused us to decide that it's not the right time to be pursuing these kinds of really ambitious plans with the UAE. However, the vice chancellor did note that this should not be taken as a permanent cessation to the negotiations, saying that the university will be reflecting on the proposed agreement over the next several months. A resurfaced video of a Harvard law student fainting during a moot court trial has reinvigorated the debate surrounding the pressure placed on students at prestigious universities in the United States and around the world. The video, originally taken in 2019, reveals then third year law student Michaela Gilbert Lurie passing out and falling to the floor during a competition in front of Judge Merrick Garland, who is now a current Supreme Court justice. The clip, which has just recently gone viral on the app TikTok, has been shared by motivational accounts that refer to Ms. Gilbert Lurie and her Harvard Law peers as, quote, troopers, unquote. Following her fall, the student returned to her feet and asked the judge to repeat the question. While her resilience was cheered both by her fellow students in the moment and by many on social media since, others decry the incident as plain and obvious evidence of an unhealthy culture of overwork and high stress that is contributing to permanent damages amongst a generation of high achieving young students. In the summer of 2020, Harvard itself published a report that found that students are, quote, experiencing rising levels of depression and anxiety disorders, and high and widespread levels of anxiety, depression, loneliness, and other conditions, end quote. The Georgia Board of Regents voted this past Wednesday to make drastic changes to tenure in the state. The new rules will make it significantly easier to remove tenured university professors and will introduce student feedback to the review process. Before then, only peers of each professor could contribute their opinion to the process. Many professors have taken to social media to vent their frustration about the amended review process, saying that the new rules are tantamount to the end of tenure in the state of Georgia, and charge that the curtailment of indefatigable protections are an attack on academic freedom. While a petition to change the rules, which will apply to the vast majority of public colleges in the Peach State, has garnered more than 1,500 signatures, experts remain weary about the prospect of an exodus of academic talent in the state of Georgia. That's all for today's news. We will be back next week with more breaking news and analysis of the world of higher education and admissions. Thank you for watching.